In this demo, I'd like to show you some items in Photoshop that have been there for a while that you might use differently. For example, this flame render filter. I had a job that I did recently where I was making a comp, and I had this gal I got from Adobe Stock, and I just wanted to add some hair to her, and I had to do it really quick. So rather than illustrating it by hand, I used a flame render to build her hair. Let me show you how I did that. So first of all, let's just talk about what the render is. So in Photoshop, if you take a path and draw a path, click and drag from the bottom, drag up, click and drag. That's a path using the pen tool. And then I go to the Filter, Render, Flame. And what Photoshop has in it are these really rockin' cool flames that you can find. There's multiple flames on a path. There's all sorts, candlelight, yada, yada, yada. For this, I'm going to use the one flame along a path. And when you do this, you can actually change your settings. Click to advance. You can make it more turbulent. You can change the jag. You can change how many flame lines come through it. Whatever you want. You can change the complexity. And it changes along the length of the path as well. You can change it from normal to violent, which is going to make it really crackers, or flat, whatever you like. I'm going to hit OK. So basically, there's a initial flame render. I can also make a new layer, change the path, just clicking and dragging. I am holding the command key down on a Mac to move the points. And now on a new layer, I'm going to go back to Filter, Render, Flame. And now I can go back to the flame along a path, make sure you're on one flame, go back to the advance, and then I can change the settings here and create whatever I'd like. So I think you guys might be getting the idea now how to do the hair. So let's take a look how this was built. I'm going to delete that hair file. So when you make your hair, make a new layer, Command-Shift-N on a Mac. I'm going to write the word flare, or why do we call it flame? Doesn't really matter, just please name your layers. Now when you do this, please do me this one small thing. Start from the crown of the head out. Click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. All right? You can change this as many times as you want. And then once again, I'm going to go to Render, Flame, and then you can see what you have. See if you like it. Go to Advanced, change your settings, change your lines, whatever you want. Flat. There's so much you can do here. You can really have a great time creating some really cool stuff. I'm going to go back to normal rather than flat for no good reason. I just liked it better. And I'm going to hit OK. So that was how I started the base of the hair. And what I then did is I drew a new path. I like to save my paths, so I click on the Add a New Path icon, and I would draw a new path and have it look a little different. Render, Flame. And again, you can change anything. You change the width, you change whatever you want. I'm going to cancel that for just a bit, and I'm going to walk through exactly what I did on this one. So I'm going to turn my mask white so you can see it, and I'm going to walk through how I built this file. So down here, you've got these crazy, crazy hair. Check this out, you guys. I called it the main body or tendrils. So what I did, apologize for some of the layers not being named. I just went in and painted a few hairs on this one. Same thing on top. Again, more. A few more in the front. A few more. I threw the paths away eventually because it got to be too many. And then an additional one. Then I did the back curls, which is basically the same idea, just this time, do you guys see I started to add some color corrections to change the color? See, there's a curve I added just to lighten it up. Again, you can play with this till the cows come home. And then I did a top of the head. So let's look at those. Top of the head, little wispier, little bent, a little different to form along the hair. Now, here's the key thing. I'm going to turn those back on. I changed the color of the hair afterwards. So I did a curve, a darkening curve. Let's take a look at that. I just grabbed it by its midtones and brought it down. It's still pretty neon, right? Then I did a hue saturation move. And on the hue saturation move, I went into the reds and desaturated them way down, way down. And then, as you could probably guess, I did the exact same thing to the yellows. Took the saturation way down. In addition, you can also add a gradient map to this. So why am I showing you this? because I think it's really cool to look at Photoshop differently. Like, who would have thought? Use flame to draw hair. Give it a shot when you get a chance. Let's see what your results are. Post them if you can.